Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, and feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And don't forget to check out pwmania.com. I got tons of articles up there right now, tons of news articles, as well as columns. I have a few columns up there. Number of interviews, one coming out next week with Titus Alexander, one of the best wrestlers on the indie scene right now, West Coast Pro Heavyweight Champion Titus Alexander. That's coming out next week. Just did one with Brian Hebner. That's up on the site right now. It's being picked up by all the major websites. So check out pwmania.com. Okay, so this is Impact Wrestling Quick Shot for November 16th, 2022. Let's get into it. Impact Wrestling Quick Shot. So here's some Impact Wrestling news and notes. On Before the Impact tomorrow, it's going to be Andrew Everett against Yuya Omura. That's going to be a very, very interesting match. I didn't know that they met each other. I didn't know that Andrew Everett came back, or maybe this was filmed on for an indie promotion, and they're showing it on Before the Impact. But nonetheless, this should be an interesting match. Andrew Everett versus Yuya Omura is slated for tomorrow's edition of Before the Impact. We could expect more of the PCO story on tomorrow's Impact as well. So we'll expect to see more of PCO, the storyline that's running right now. And Impact Wrestling has also released an official T-shirt, a new official T-shirt supporting Joe Doring in his latest battle against brain cancer. Just go to let me make sure I get it right here. Just want to make sure it's a Shop Impact and not a different yeah, so shopimpact.com. So shopimpact.com, there's a new Joe Doring shirt up if you want to help him in his fight with cancer. And we, of course, do wish Joe Doring a very speedy recovery, and he's going to defeat cancer because nothing can defeat Joe Doring. Nothing beats Joe Doring. Joe Doring is going to defeat cancer. But if you want to buy a T-shirt, head over to shopimpact.com to purchase a T-shirt in support of Joe Doring. Also, speaking of tomorrow, so here 4 matches have been announced for tomorrow's Impact on Access TV. So we're going to see, as I mentioned, actually, we have a 4-way tag team match added to the show. It's going to be the Motor City Machine Guns taking on Ace Austin and Chris Bay, who are currently in Japan right now. This was taped. Aussie Open and Raj Singh and Shira. So Motor City Machine Guns against Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Aussie Open, Raj Singh, and Shira. This is a very interesting match. This is going to be, not sure why Raj Singh and Shira need to be involved in this one, to be honest. It should just be the 3 teams, Motor City Machine Guns, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Aussie Open. But I guess they threw Raj Singh and Shira in there because I'm guessing one of them are going to take the loss, probably Raj Singh, because they don't want Ace Austin or Chris Bay to take the loss, because they're, of course, in Japan right now for the Super Junior Tag League. They don't want the Motor City Machine Guns to lose. Motor City Machine Guns, of course, are the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team Champions. And you want to build up Aussie Open. Yes, they lost to Josh Alexander or Frankie Kazarian, but you don't want them to take another loss, so they're not going to lose. So I'm guessing Raj Singh is going to take the loss here. So that's probably the main reason why Raj Singh and Shira are involved in this match. But it should be a terrific 4-way tag team match. Now, this was I don't think we're gonna, they in the image that they put up in the graphic, Motor City Machine Guns are holding the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team titles. I think this was taped before they won the titles, so I don't think they're gonna be coming out with the titles. But it'd be pretty cool if they did. But I'm pretty sure this was taped before they won those titles. But the graphic has the Motor City Machine Guns holding the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team titles. Would love to see the West Coast Wrecking Crew come in and chase them for the titles. Aussie Open, of course, were originally they were the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team Champions. Motor City Machine Guns defeated them in a 3-way tag team match that also included Kevin Knight and the DKC. So Motor City Machine Guns. I think it was Kevin Knight that got pinned. One of the two, Kevin Knight or DKC. So Aussie Open. They have they're claiming that they were never pinned, so they want to get the titles back. But Aussie Open also part of and the World Tag League, not the Junior Super Junior Tag League, but the World Tag League. So Aussie Open also in Japan right now. So this should be a very interesting match. I'm looking forward to this one. But expect Raj Singh to take the loss, and that's what I'm feeling. Then we have Tasha Steelz versus Jessica. Should be a very interesting match. And we got Rich Swann against Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid, of course, got surgery and he's out of action. He suffered an injury while wrestling in Mexico. Of course, this was taped before the injury. So Rich Swann versus Laredo Kid. It should be a terrific match. And of course, I mentioned Yuya Uemura against Andrew Everett in the Before the Impact match. So here's the full advertised lineup. Those were matches that were added. So here's the full lineup for Impact Wrestling on Thursday, November 17th. Again, it was filmed October 22nd. I have it right here in Samstown Live in Las Vegas. So we have Steve Maclin versus Tommy Dreamer in a no disqualification match. If Steve Maclin loses, I'm going to be pissed. And we have Eric Young against Sami Callihan in a Death Machine double Jeopardy match. That's going to be wild. That's going to be an absolute war. Then I mentioned the Motor City Machine Guns versus Bullet Club. Ace Austin, Chris Bay versus Aussie Open, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis versus Raj Singh and Shira. Jessica versus Tasha Steelz. Yuya Uemura versus Andrew Everett before the Impact. And an X Division title tournament semifinal, PJ Black 101 with Black Taurus. So that's the full lineup for the November 17th edition of Impact Wrestling on Access TV. And they announced 4 matches for Kentucky Chaos as well. So this Friday is Overdrive. And on Saturday, we have Kentucky Chaos, which is going to be a TV taping. 4 matches have been announced for that. Saturday, November 19th. So it's going to be Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Maclin, Bully Ray versus Rich Swann, the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Heath and Rhino versus the Motor City Machine Guns, the current New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Tag Team Champions. So that's going to be a terrific match there. I kind of hoping the Motor City Machine Guns take the titles off of Heath and Rhino, but unlikely, but I kind of hope they do. And then we got Taya Valkyrie against Savannah Evans. So that's and then the Saturday taping is expected to cover the next 3 weeks of television. So those 4 matches have been announced. Again, Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Maclin. Steve Maclin better not lose that match, man. He better not lose that match to Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian is not going to defeat Josh Alexander. I'd be very surprised if Kazarian defeats Josh Alexander for the Impact Wrestling World title. But Maclin better not lose. Maclin better not lose to Kazarian. That's what I'm feeling, man. They need to push. They need to push Maclin big time right now. Of course, Bully Ray against Rich Swann, as I mentioned. Heath and Rhino defending against Motor City Machine Guns. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, and Taya Valkyrie versus Savannah Evans, all announced for Kentucky Chaos, November 19th. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna wrap up the Impact Wrestling quick shot here. I think Impact Wrestling should start working with Pro Wrestling Noah. Yes, you say, oh, they're working with New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I mean, you're not really seeing top stars coming in from New Japan Pro Wrestling. We had Jay White, but we're not going to see Jay White for a while. Right now, I think the only one they got is Yuya Uemura. That's Yuya Uemura, great talent, but he's not a top star from New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if there's going to be a top star coming in, more than likely they're going to be going to AEW to work that show. But I think Impact Wrestling should. I mean, they worked with Noah in the past. I think they should renew their relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah. Pro Wrestling Noah has some top stars that they could bring in, and it's not an exclusive working relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah, because Pro Wrestling Noah they are a very close second right now to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're going to be at the Tokyo Dome. Great Mood is his last match. It's going to be at the Tokyo Dome, and they're really drawing bigger and bigger crowds. They have some incredibly talented wrestlers on their roster right now, and a number of them are in the States right now. Actually, in the States right now, Katsuhiko Nakajima, absolutely fantastic, fantastic wrestler. Sorry, I'm looking at the names here because I know there were a few names. I just want to make sure I get it right. Fantastic, fantastic talent. Naomichi Marufuchi also in the States right now. They're working independent shows, and these guys like Nakajima, Marufuchi, they should not be working independent shows. Actually, Nakajima was supposed to go one-on-one with Jax Alexander. In a show in Queens, but the promoter kind of screwed many wrestlers out of payment. It was a whole big thing. I'm not sure if anybody listening is aware of it, but apparently he wasn't able to pay the talent. And it was supposed to be Katsuhiko Nakajima against Josh Alexander, which would have been an absolutely banger of a match. But that match unfortunately didn't happen. I think there was a 6-man tag match where Nakajima, Marufuchi, Alexander were all involved. But yeah, Nakajima coming in would be fantastic. Go Shiozaki, another tremendous talent, and of course, the GHC heavyweight champion Kaito Kiyomiya. Man, if he was to come in and defend the title on Impact Wrestling TV or Impact Wrestling events, my goodness, that would be fantastic. And I would like get exclusive working agreement with Pro Wrestling Noah. Right, I would get an exclusive agreement with Pro Wrestling Noah. I think AEW was kind of teasing that they might be working with Noah, but I mean, how many promotions are they going to work with? I mean, come on. I mean, Impact Wrestling could get going there. I mean, Nakajima Marufuchi should not be wrestling on the indies right now. They're in America. They're touring America. They should not be wrestling on the indie scene right now. They should be working for Impact Wrestling. Just think if Katsuhiko Nakajima came in and challenged Josh Alexander for the Impact Wrestling World title. My goodness, that would be an absolutely banger of a match. Bringing in Go Shiozaki as well, coming in. Go Shiozaki against Steve Macklin would be fantastic. You could bring in Masakita Miya could come in. Him against Sami Callihan would be, oh my God, that would be an absolute war. Absolute war. Who else do we have here? I want to make sure I don't want to miss any names. We got the junior heavyweights as well. Junior Alejandro, terrific talent, will be great in the X division. There's Hayata, who's a fantastic talent. He's injured right now, but an absolutely fantastic talent. Ninja Mac also in Pro Wrestling Noah as well. You have Tadus Tad Tadaski. I'm sorry. Tadaske. That's how you pronounce Tadaske. Terrific talent as well. All in Pro Wrestling Noah. So and these guys, the last 3 guys that I mentioned, last 3 or 4 guys would be terrific. Kotaro Suzuki would be terrific in the X division. I mean, they would just light it up in the X division. It would be like a breath of fresh air for the X division. So I think Impact Wrestling should I'm not saying end the relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, but I'm saying try to get an exclusive working agreement with Pro Wrestling Noah. Jump on that immediately. Jump on that as fast as you can. As fast as you can before Tony Khan realizes how great the names that I just mentioned are, and he wants to bring them to AEW. So, Scott D'Amore, man, and I think Scott D'Amore has a decent work relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah. Again, Impact Wrestling used to work with have a relationship with Pro Wrestling Noah. Eddie Edwards, a former Pro Wrestling Noah GHC heavyweight champion. So I say go for it, man. I say go for it. I think it would inject all this terrific talent into Impact Wrestling, and in on the flip side of that, Impact Wrestling could send their talents to Japan to Pro Wrestling Noah shows as well. Josh Alexander headed to Pro Wrestling Noah to defend the Impact Wrestling World title would be fantastic. Oh man, I would love a title versus title match. Kaito Kiyomiya defending the GHC title against Josh Alexander in the Impact Wrestling World title. That would be just dynamite. just dynamite. And whoever wins, like Speedball Mike Bailey against Hayata, I'm sorry, would be fantastic against Alejandro, Speedball Mike Bailey. So I'd love to see it happen. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. It's never say never, but I would love to see last time I'm gonna say it, I would love to see Impact Wrestling get into a exclusive working agreement with Pro Wrestling Noah. So that way, if someone wants to see a Pro Wrestling Noah star in the States, they gotta watch Impact Wrestling. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that for now. That is it for this edition of Impact Wrestling Quick Shot. I'm Lewis Carlin. Until I'm back, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye, and stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye bye.